Good morning, this is Mr. Adetta, and I'm going to show you some of the finer points of the programs you will be using for your project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate over to the site called Explain Everything, which you currently see behind me. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign in with Google, same as always. So sign in the top, and it'll prompt to point to your account. It'll prompt to point to your account, but I've already have an account, so it just kind of logged me in. And you'll get a view that looks kind of like this. You can see some of the projects that I've already created. You're going to want to create a new project. Now, for the most part, you're going to use the blank canvas option. You can use a template or play around with the templates if you want. I would not recommend that. Just keep to the blank canvas like this. I'm going to go ahead and just turn my microphone on in case you decide to narrate over yours, but you don't necessarily have to. So what you have here now is you have all your tools here on the side that allow you to do everything from write over this to add text to insert pictures, etc. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the picture like what you're going to do for your project, right? And so in order to pull the map that you need, you're going to go to the topographical site, which I have listed in the assignment, and it'll take you to here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're just going to zoom in at anywhere on the planet, somewhere that gives you enough information so you can kind of build your own basic topographical map. Okay. So what I have here is I'm just going to do the one for San Antonio. So I'm going to zoom in right there. Okay. So this is a pretty good picture. It gives me enough colors so that I can actually draw in my own topography. Okay. So I'm going to kind of show you how this works a little bit. So what you need to do is you need to screenshot this into your project. Okay. So whatever is easier for you to do, I just use the keyboard shortcuts that allow me to do this, which is the Windows button, Shift, and the S button, and that allows me to just do this. And then now I can just kind of crop what I need right there, and it automatically copies it over, and then I should be able to just paste it like that. Okay, so I'm pasting it in here, and you'll notice it immediately opens it into an image editor. So you'll notice you have options here on the side. One of the most important one is the crop one. So you can actually crop your image so that you can use only part of the image. See, something like that. I'm not going to crop my image. I'm just going to use the whole thing, but you may want to crop it. So up here in the corner, you'll hit done, and then it'll load your image right there. So now that your image is in here, you have some options with changing the size of it, I believe. Yeah, right here. So if you go right here to the arrange button right here, it'll give you this option, and then you can kind of pull the corners and make it bigger, like that, I believe. Right. So you have your image in here, right? So now what you're going to do for part of the assignment, you're going to turn on your pen and make sure it's like at a good point size. You can change with all your settings here. So let's see. Oh, that's a good size. All right. So now what I want you to do is, based on the colors that they've given you, you're going to trace your topography. So you're effectively just tracing around the colors that are present. So for example, I'm going to start by tracing over white here, like right here. So I'm going to trace as close as I can over white. So something like that, right? And you can get as detailed as you want as far as your tracing goes, but you'll notice that I'm just doing it kind of generically here, just for the sake of time, so I can get this thing recorded like that. So I think I got most of the white right there, most of the white, just like that. Okay, so that's my first contour line. So now I'm going to try for the next color down, which it looks like it should be red, right? So it looks like where the white isn't, it looks like I left some white over there. So like there's a little bit of white there, there's a little bit of white there, there's a little bit of white there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the red tracing. And remember, all contour lines, they should not cross. So you should not be crossing any of your lines that you're creating. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I'm just tracing generally over the red colors, okay? You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to get it exact, but just building a general topographical map, right? So like that. this, right? And then you're just gonna keep doing that with the colors that you have. So like I can see like there's kind of a pinkish color here. If I wanted to, I could highlight those. But I would stick with like your whites, your reds, your yellows, your greens, and then your blues. So you can kind of see how each one is pretty clear. You do have some in-between colors that you can try to trace, but again, that just depends on how good you want your topographical map to look. So I'll just do one more just because it's down here. So you see this dark blue. So I would do this dark blue here, and then this would be another contour, just like that. So this will build you a topographical map once you trace all of the colors that are present. Because if you notice here on the website, it tells you that every color is a different value for elevation. So you can get an idea of what the actual elevation is. Okay. So once you have this done, you can go ahead and use this gauge here to actually label the elevations that you've drawn. So I labeled the white here, so that's 2,428 feet according to this thing here. So I'm going to go ahead and go here to the text, and then I'm going to type in, so I'll do a text box right there, and I'm going to type in 2,000, what did I say, 2,428 feet, like that. And then you can just grab here in the corner and just kind of, there you go, and then that'll give you the size. You can highlight the text like this, and then you can change the size here. So if I wanted to make this smaller so that it actually fits on my map, that's probably a good idea. And so that would be like that. And then I would have shrink my box, and I can move it here, and then that would be my label, 2,428 feet. Or if you want to get fancy, you should be able to change the background color, which is this pen right here. So I'm just going to change it to white. Oops, not that. The fill color, maybe. No, maybe not that at all. Okay, so never mind. I thought you could change the color of the text box behind it, but in any case, I can use my text there. And then, oh, look, there you go. I've already changed it. It's to white. So right there. So that's labeling that specific contour line is 2,428 feet. And so I got that from here. Right. So you're going to do that for every color. So I just traced red. So I would also use, you see how there's two here? I don't care which one you use. They're both reasonably close. Or if you just want to pick a value in between, that works as well. But you're going to label all of those. Okay. Once you're done, you will use the rest of these tools to add in the rest of the information for the project. So just make sure you look at the rubric and you include everything. So you're going to be doing 3 of these maps. So just make sure that, when you're done, you can go down here to the corner, you hit plus, and it'll add another slide. Okay, and then that way you can do your next map, copy in another map. I can just do that real quick, just very generically, because you need 3 maps total. I'm going to go, I don't know, over here to California. I'm going to zoom in and pick a good map. I don't know, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to do a screenshot. I'm going to do this, take that there, go here, Control V to paste, and then there you go. And then you would just do the same thing. Okay. So since you have pretty much free range of any map, you can pick any map that's out there. So if you want to just pick a map that is easier to draw, that's fine. But I would recommend that you pick places that at least give you some detailed changes in elevation, because that'll make the project a little easier to complete if you actually have variety of elevation. Like here, I can tell I have some yellow, some green, some red, there's some blue. So this must be a low area here. This must be mountainous. But that's it. Once you're done and you're ready to send me this project, that's this button right here. You're going to go here to share, and you're going to export. And then you're going to actually scratch that. You're going to create, I think, do the video link, because that'll be easier for me to do. So you create a video link, and then this thing will generate this link here. You copy that, and then you paste it in the assignment and turn it in, and then that's how you'll submit this assignment to me. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna remove that because I don't want to create that. But that's it. As I've tried to warn you inside the rubric for the project, you really want to start on this thing sooner than later. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to heed my advice and at least take a look at this and start navigating through this website. Like I said, if you've never used this before, it's going to take some learning to learn how to use this. But as always, just let me know as you guys are completing this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll help you guys out. Good luck.